Well, there went a deer right there. See, I just thought this is a funnel spot, bro. I'm over here working. I hope I didn't step in front of that because that's actually a pretty neat shot right there. But yeah, just had a deer dart right across. We done been down here working for like an hour. Howdy guys, what's shaking? We are about to take and kick off our 2020 hunting season the right way. So last year I did not get to hunt nearly as much as I wanted to, only a couple of days. And in my haste, I took and threw together this is what's left of a pistol blind that I built last year, just last minute. And now it looks completely disheveled. And we're going to try to take and completely revitalize it and get it back to a usable, functional ground blind, because this spot right here is just the perfect funnel area for some up-close deer engagement. So the hunting season doesn't start, at least like rifle season, which is whenever you can legally hunt with a pistol here in Virginia, doesn't start for about a month and a half from now. So that gives us plenty of time to go ahead and get this, this blind situated. It'll be in the area. This right here, the base. Well, this is actually going to be the base, what once was the whole blind. And we're going to try to put some type of top cover element on it. So I thought that would be just a fun little project that I could bring you guys along with, just to take and have something else up on the channel until hunting season and all the other outings and trips and stuff occur. But I'll get a little front view of this beforehand. So it borders up right against, well, it doesn't really border, but there's a big white oak right behind it. And ideally, whenever I first conceptualized this, I thought about doing it between these two trees right here. But I didn't want to have to take and remove all of the laurels and briars and stuff right there, because that really disrupt the area. And this right here already had just a clean shot right there, because there's a bank right there that they funnel down. There's a ridge and a creek down there, and they come up this side, and then it opens up out there. And this is just a perfect place. Last year I seen at least 8 different deer on multiple occasions just come through this area. I just didn't have this set up with the proper viewing angles to where I could really get a clean shot on the one deer that I seen whenever I was down here during the actual season. So I got to clean up some of that stuff right there too. But a front view, I did have a top cover element on it originally, and then just a very, very narrow gap to look through. And that's what we really need to improve upon on this iteration of what we got going. It fell into the equation sometime this summer, I do believe. I don't really know. Just throw it off to the side from there, because we're going to use that for sure. But I just got to get this main center area cleared out a little bit. And we're just going to kind of use it to rebuild up these walls, and then we'll take and get some fresh stuff and try to build some type of roofing system, not to be watertight by any means. Although after hunting season, I do plan to possibly do like an overnighter in this, because I've done that last year, because I thought, you know what, if I want to spend time making this, I might as well get my time's worth out of it. So we got the floor cleared the way that we need it. I got to build the front side back up just a little bit more, because I do want the, I guess, the roof height to be a lot higher than it was, because where it's at now is basically the maximum height it was last time. And then I had a narrow entry point in the middle. And then I took a tarp and I draped it over the back. So I'm going to try to keep it mostly just natural and try to avoid having to use a tarp this time. But it just depends on how light passes through the backside, because that'll be the one thing that a deer could pick up whenever we have a gap up front, like a, or slot to look through and shoot through, is if there's any light coming from the backside, then it'll cast a shadow and they'll just see the motion. So we got to make sure we avoid that. The sides are relatively good. I just got to take and focus on getting my initial height up. I don't know if I'll be able to use this laurel or not. I just got to see how much weight these top sections can hold, because the base is really it's kind of sandwiched and wedged in between the bottom, so it's got additional support aside from its just natural capabilities. And this over here is all freestanding. Nothing is like tied to that tree specifically. And then we just got those two big logs right there on the back side, which we can, you know, lean stuff on, do whatever we need to do, jam stuff in there. Because I'm trying to decide if I want to stick with like a sloped roof system, or kind of have more of a 4-point square. Like I said, it's not meant to be like a debris shelter, as in something that's going to, you know, withstand a rainstorm. But I would like it to be able to shed light rain and, you know, be able to handle like snow loads or something whenever that comes in. But for now, I'm going to try to get some of these dead fallen trees, as long as they show and prove to be sturdy enough. Okay, so now I'm going to take the sturdiest one, which does, I swear I got pine sap on me. I hate sticky. God, I hate sticky. This one right here seems to be the sturdiest one out of the four. Two of those are really dead. We're just going to use those kind of as fillers. But this right here, the link's only going to be good and able to support weight up until about right here for what we're doing. So in theory, that should definitely be long enough. I'll give it a couple extra inches just to be safe. Okay, now we're just going to take some of these other ones that was a wee bit on the deader and weaker side, and I'm going to saw this one long one in half. And we're just going to use this as a way to like thread in between that bottom, and then we're just going to go back and do kind of like what I've done with the first one and find a lot more of the fallen limbs, dead trees and stuff, and use it to build our sidewalls up, and then kind of come in at like an angle this way at the top to build more of like somewhat of a roof down the sides and still leave us an opening on the back. And then I'm going to try to decide on which way I want to kind of enclose it. I don't know if I'm going to go back to the tarp method, if I'm going to make somewhat of like a hatch door that I can use, we'll see. Well, there went a deer right there. See, I just thought this is a funnel spot, bro. I'm over here working. I hope I didn't step in front of that, because that's actually a pretty neat shot right there. But yeah, just had a deer dart right across. We've done been down here working for like an hour. I just kind of weaving these in. It's not hard, and we're not going to do it for the whole thing. I said it's not like we're trying to build a a grade A shelter for staying in or sleeping or anything. But this right here will just give it a little bit more rigidity and help hold in more of the stuff that we're going to throw in on top of it. this is about practicality. So we got that on. That's enough to help hold in stuff. Now we're just going to start throwing a lot of the scrap limbs and everything that we've got off those smaller trees that we've used to cover that top part. And I'm thinking about leaving this backside open, like leaving it this open, and then see how it looks, because I can always throw a tarp over it and we can always take and V in the backside. Okay, so that right there is going to be the stopping point for today. And the reason that is, we've got like what we're going to call our main structure done. I did fill in the front section a little bit, but as of right now, if you can't tell already, the trees are just now starting to change. Fall is just starting to come around. So pretty much everything that's left on the ground is, especially in this area where, you know, I done this last year, is just, I don't want to have to haul in leaves and stuff from 100 yards away. So I just took the pine needles and stuff that was around here, started packing them in the front. That's going to settle, some of that's going to blow out, and I'm going to have to fill that back in over the period of a couple weeks. And the same is going to go for the top of this right here. I'm just going to do what I've done here in the front to the top. There's just not enough around at the moment, so I'm going to just do that incrementally as the leaves and stuff start to fall, so that you know, I don't have to tote them in from really far away. I'm going to continue with that along the sides as well. I'm going to take and stick some sticks in vertically, just to take and add more of a wall effect. It's not that big of a deal on that right side, but on this left side I really do need to do that because there's a lot of space where I run that pole right there in between. Then we'll go inside right here so you can get a interior look. By the time I do this, I'll have to brush the inside out once again. But this right here is the view that you get, that we're going to be looking at right there, is the section where the deer like to really take and come in and out of. The only problem, like I said, is this back section, because whenever the sun comes up in the morning, it's shining down on this back side right here. So if there's any movement inside, well, I mean, you know, I'll be inside here moving, so the movement will be visible. But yeah, this is just the inside look. Definitely got to get the top side filled in, but you know, I'll do that over the course of the next couple of weeks whenever I'm coming down here. So if you guys like this kind of, you know, this bushcraft build stuff, this is a completely overcomplicated blind for deer hunting, but since this is the first year I'm gonna be hunting with a pistol, I just want to increase my my odds of success as highly and heavily as I possibly can. So yeah, look guys, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out. Be sure to check out my other channels, hit that subscribe button, and until the next one, adios.